Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel. In this video I will be showing you how I made this stylish but simple long gown with ruffles at the sides. So the next thing I'll be doing is to mark out my horizontal lines, which I am doing already on the video, and then go ahead to mark my chest line. For me to get my chest line, I just did my bust divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches, as you can see on the video. So this is me marking my chest line, and then I'll come down by 1.5 inches at the front as the shoulder slant. As you can see, please make sure that you come down by 1.5 inches as well, only for the front, but for the back I slanted down by 1 inch. And then I'm go ahead to get my neckline. At this point I used a neckline of 4.5 inches width, and then I also used the 4.5 inches length, as you can see on the video. And here I'll go in by 0.75 for my armhole tightening, as you can see on the video, guys. So the next thing I'll be doing right now is to get my armhole and then get my circumferences. I eliminated that. I did not put that in this dress. So guys, I went ahead to divide my bust by 4, my under bust by 4, my waist by 4, as you can see on the video. Guys, please make sure to use your own measurement, okay? And then I use stitching allowance of 1.5 inch, as you can see. And then for this front, I'll be going up by 1.5 inch, just the way you are seeing, and this is how I'll be slanting it into the center, towards the center area, okay? And then also I'll go ahead to cut it up. After cutting it, I'll then go ahead to draft and cut out the back piece as well. Please remember to always have a starting line or shoulder line, as you can see, just as I am doing on the video. For the zipper, I went in by 1 inch zipper intake to avoid bulging at the back, okay? Please, you can go ahead and do the same thing, or you can also use half an inch depending on the deepness of your back. And so right now I am going ahead to mark out my back. That's the back pattern. Sorry, I did not make a detailed tutorial for this back drafting. So guys, if you want to learn how to draft basic bodice pattern, please make sure to visit my channel. You will see 1 or 2 videos in there that is well explained, that you will watch and have a clue of how to draft basic bodice pattern, okay? So guys, I'll go ahead and cut, as you can see on the video. So for the skirt, that is for the down area, I am marking my horizontal lines, and then this is the hip line. I used hip line of 9 inches. I have gone ahead to impute my waist divided by 4, and then my hip divided by 4, and then on the knee length, which I used knee length of 19 inches, I also imputed my hip divided by 4, but after marking the result I got, I minused 2 inches away from the result. So if your hip measurement is 40, divided by 4 is 10 inches, so 10 minus 2 is 8 inches. So I minused 2 inches from the knee length and then at the down part, okay? And then for the front, I slanted by 0.75 inches at the center point of my front, okay, to avoid folding or bulging at the front of the dress. So guys, this is me giving it the curve to get the desired shape, so I'll be able to cut it out. Please don't forget to add in your stitching allowance, okay? So guys, this is just basically it, and that is what I am doing right now, guys, okay? So the next thing I will do after cutting my skirt pieces both front and back, I will go ahead to start joining them. I've already cut out my pieces on the lining and the main fabric. Then starting with the main fabric, this is the skirt, so I'll be joining it. First, I will have to mark the stitching allowance which I added while drafting the pattern for the skirt. I added 1.5 inches, and that is exactly what I am marking out with my tape, because that is exactly where I will be stitching down. Please make sure to also pin down your skirt just the way you can see on the video. The same thing I'm doing here on the skirt, that is on the main fabric, is what I am going to be doing on the lining piece as well. So I am pinning my skirt down so I can stitch it down, as you can see. And then this is the lining fabric. I will also go ahead to open it up and join them together, the back to the front piece skirt, and then I'll go ahead to use my pin and pin it down, and also use my measuring tape to mark out my stitching allowance, which is 1.5 inches on both sides. Please make sure to also mark out your stitching allowance. You can use 1 inch stitching allowance, you can use 1.5, you can as well use 2 inches, but I'd advise that if you are not making use of stretchy fabric, please use 1.5 inch to 2 inches, okay? This is the upper piece, which is the blouse, so I'll go ahead to pin it down as well on the sides. And for this dress, it has a zipper at the back. So guys, I'll go ahead to pin down. I'll pin both sides on the armhole, on the shoulder, and then I'll use my measuring tape to mark out the stitching allowance that I added while drafting this fabric, this dress, sorry. So guys, this is just basically so simple, so easy. It is not difficult, nothing too bulky or too much about it, okay? Also go ahead to trim off any excess, especially at the armhole. As you can see, there are excesses on the armhole area for the front piece, so I am trimming it off so the front and the back piece will align together, as you can see on the video. So guys, whatever you see me do on this main fabric is what I also replicated on the lining piece. So the next thing I'll be doing after joining the skirt, as you can see, I've gone ahead to join it to stitch it down on my sewing machine. So what I'll be doing next is to join it with the upper piece, and then the lining also, as you can see, I have also gone ahead to stitch down my lining. And the next thing you should do also after stitching it down is to go ahead and iron as well. Sorry, I could not iron this at this point because there was no light. So I'll go ahead to join the upper piece of this lining piece to the down piece of the lining piece. I am starting with the lining because the main fabric is where we are going to be stitching down the ruffles or the gathers on the sides, just the way you saw it on the picture. So guys, I'll go ahead to pin down the upper piece of this lining, that is the blouse area, to the skirt area of this dress. So I've finished stitching down my lining piece. Right now we'll be focusing on the main fabric on the skirt especially. So what I'll be doing and the measurement I used in carving out the space in which I made my gathers ruffles is that I came in by 2 inches on the side of the waist, that is at the front. As you can see, I came in towards the center area. I came in by 2 inches, and then at the down part of the skirt, I first of all get the center area, that is the midpoint of the skirt, as you can see in the video. And then from the center point, I came out by 1.5 inch on both sides, that is 1.5 inch this side and 1.5 inch on the left side, as you can see in the video. And then I will go ahead to use my rule to connect it from the up to the down part, as you can see. And whatever you see me do in this part of the skirt is what I will also replicate on the other side of the skirt. If you have a longer ruler, it would be very much easier for you to connect these points all at once. So guys, this is just basically how I got the area or the segment that I made my ruffles. And then at the back, because these ruffles also came out a bit at the back of the skirt, so as you can see, I am arranging the skirt properly so it will remain stable. And then I came in towards the center point by 2 inches at the down area, and then also at the back area I came in by 1 inch, as you can see. And then I went ahead to connect it all the way from the up to the down part, as you can see in the video. You see the chalk, I used a white chalk in connecting the dots together. So guys, this is just basically how I was able to achieve the area in which I made the ruffles or the gathers. Remember, this is Ankara fabric. I used 5 yards of fabric in making this dress. So I have also gone ahead to cut out the strips of fabric I'll be using. I used the length of 5 inches for the strips of fabric that I cut out. And then for me to mark the horizontal lines that I will be stitching directly on, I am marking 4 inch apart from each other. 4 inch, as you can see on the video. 4 inch. That is how I'm going to mark it till I get to the end point of the skirt. So on these lines you see me mark, this is exactly where I'll be making my gather stitch or ruffle stitch. Make sure that whatever you make on this side is what you are going to replicate on the other side, just as you see me do on this dress. So guys, the next thing I'll be doing right now is that this is exactly the lines I am going to be stitching down these gathers or ruffles on, because I've gone ahead to connect the dots, the straight horizontal lines together, and this is exactly how it looks like after stitching it down, guys. So guys, at this point I've also gone ahead to turn the main fabric with the lining piece. As you can see, you know, this ruffles is just stitched down only on the main fabric. It is not stitched on both the main fabric or on the lining. So at this point, if you turn inside of this dress, you see that you will not be seeing the thread used in sewing down the gathers ruffles on the main fabric, as you can see in the video. So right now, go ahead to join the zipper area together with my pins. So I will be able to mark out the length of my zipper, where it is going to start and stop, and then mark out the length of the slit. For the zipper, I am using the length of 23 inches for the zipper. Remember, this dress is fitted on my client, even though I did not insert that, but it's fitted on my client. And then for the slit, I marked from the waist down to 20 inches for the sleeve. For the sleeve, I folded my material into 4 and then divided by my armhole into 2, which is 8.5. At this point, I'm coming down by 4.5 inches, then connected it to this point. And then I'm using 12 inches length. So I'll get the midpoint of this diagonal line, which is 4 inches as for me. And then I'll mark a straight line after getting the diagonal line, as you can see. The next thing I'll be doing now is to draw out my S curve. So this is how I am placing my curved rule to draw my S curve. The next thing I will do is to use my tape to measure and mark exactly where my armhole stops, and that is what I am trying to get on this curve. After getting it, then I'll divide my bicep into 2 and mark my result. After that, I'll connect the lines together and cut it all out. Please do not forget to insert your stitching allowance. I am using stitching allowance of 1 inch. You can go ahead to use 1 inch 1.5. So guys, also cut out on the lining piece. As you can see, I'll go ahead to turn it all up so it will be neat. So guys, this is basically the sleeve. Sorry I did not film the actual or full process of the sleeve, but thank you for watching this video at this point. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not. Support me on this channel so I'll be able to make more tutorial videos. And thank you so much for stopping by. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your support. If you are not yet subscribed to this channel, please do well to support me by subscribing, liking and commenting on this video. It is free, guys. Thank you. God bless you. So make sure you click on the notification bell so you see more of my tutorial videos, okay?